Welcome, everybody. This is Manny Allegretto, and this is the Motorsports Radio Weekend Edition, show number 511. Welcome, racing fans, to the MotorsportsRadio.net Weekend Edition, show number 5.11, NASCAR and NHRA action last weekend. We're going to talk. We've got some racing news here, the latest standings, and we're going to end off the show today with this weekend's racing schedule: NASCAR, Formula One, and IndyCar this weekend. Last weekend, however, was NASCAR NHRA action, starting with NASCAR at the Talladega Super Speedway Xfinity Series racing on Saturday. Winner Aric Almirola winning the Spark Energy 300 in the 98 car. And Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series racing on Sunday. Winner here, one that folks will be talking about for a while, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. winning the Geico 500 in the 17 car, leading just 14 laps. First win for Roush Fenway Racing since 2014. Beating third place Kyle Busch to the finish line by .099 seconds. Kyle Busch wound up leading the most laps, leading 48 laps in front of a packed grandstand. So it was a full house on Sunday. Kyle Busch says he's waiting to get to a, quote, real track, referring to Kansas, this upcoming weekend. NHRA action from Atlanta for the Southern Nationals. Pro Stock motorcycle winner Lee Tongley, Pro Stock winner Bo Butner, Funny Car winner Ron Capps, and Top Fuel Dragster winner Steve Torrence. So we got this little thing we like to do here at Motorsports Radio, and that's the history of the numbers. Whenever a number crosses the finish line, we do a little write-up on it. And this week it's the history of the number 17. And as mentioned, Stenhouse Jr. wins the Geico 500 on Sunday. And the question is, what other NASCAR driver, or Cup Series driver I should say, who else drove the number 17 car? So here it is, the history of the 17. 1949 NASCAR Strictly Stock Series, Jim Caruso, Sarah Christian, Jack White. 1950 Jack White, John Manning, and Bob Apperson. First win came in 1968 in the NASCAR Grand National Series. This was David Pearson with 16 wins in the 17 car. 2 wins at Bristol, Richmond, 1 at Richmond, North Wilkesboro, 2 at Weaverville, Darlington, Beltsville, 2 at Hampton, Virginia. He also got wins in Middle Georgia, the Nashville Fairgrounds, Hickory, and Augusta. The most wins with the 17 car. 11 wins in 1969, 1 in 1970, and 2 in 1971. Then comes Darrell Waltrip, 1975, and a win in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series, winning the Music City USA 420 at Nashville Speedway, leading 147 laps out of a total 420. Will not drive the 17 car again until 1987. Got 1 win in 87, 2 in 88, 6 in 89, 2 in 91, and 3 in 1992. 1999, Matt Kenseth takes over. First win in 2000, winning the Coca-Cola 600 on May 28th of 2000, which is funny because this year's Coca-Cola 600 is also on May 28th. 5 wins in 2002 for Matt Kenseth, 1 in 03, 2 in 04, 1 in 05, 4 in 06, 2 in 07, 3 in 2011, 3 in 2012. Stenhouse Jr. takes over in 2013, first win on Sunday. Number 17 stats, July 10th, 1949 through May 7, 2017, 1,636 races, 70 wins, 335 top 5s, 584 top 10s, 1,085 top 20s, 48 poles, 419,627 total laps, 18,625 total laps led. Source, driveraverages.com. All right, so we'll take a look at the driver standings. And this show comes out on Thursdays and can be listened on demand anytime at motorsportsradio.net. So taking a look at the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series Top 10, Kyle Larson still in first place. Second place is Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski in third. Fourth is Chase Elliott, Jay McMurray in fifth. Joey Logano in sixth. I have to put a star on that. Kevin Harvick is in seventh. Jimmy Johnson in eighth. Ninth is Clint Bowyer. Kyle Busch in 10th place. Joey Logano, as we mentioned last week, got the number 22 team got a penalty at Richmond. So they're appealing that at the moment. So far the points haven't changed, but Jay McMurray in fifth, Joey Logano in sixth, both with 318 points. Taking a look at the playoff points, Kyle Larson right now with 10 playoff points for Truex Jr. Brad Keselowski has 12, 2 for Chase Elliott, 1 for Joey Logano, 3 for Kevin Harvick. Jimmy Johnson has 10, Kyle Busch has 1. Taking a look at the NASCAR Xfinity Series Top 10, Elliott Sadler in first place. In second place, it's Justin Allgaier. William Byron third. Darrell Wallace Jr. in sixth. Daniel Hemrick in fifth place. Sixth place, it's Michael Annett. Matt Tifft in seventh. Ryan Reed in eighth. Ninth is Blake Koch. And in 10th place, it is Brendan Poole. Taking a look at the playoff points here. Elliott Sadler with 2. 7 points for Justin Allgaier. 1 for William Byron. Daniel Hemrick has 1. And Ryan Reed has 5. And the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Take a look at the standings. NASCAR Camping World Truck Series makes its return this Friday night in Kansas. And program note, we're doing a race recap of Friday night's race, Friday after the race. Also this weekend, the Cup Series race recap, we're doing that on Saturday night because it's Cup Series is racing on Saturday night this weekend. But we'll let you know about that in a second. And, of course, anytime on demand. Johnny Sauter, right now in first place. Second place is Christopher Bell. Third is Matt Crafton. Timothy Peters in fourth. Cosgrove in fifth. And Ben Rhodes in sixth. Both with 103 championship driver points. Chase Briscoe in seventh. Grant Enfinger in eighth. Ninth place is Reagan Smith. And Brett Moffitt is in 10th. Taking a look at the playoff points here. Johnny Sauter with 3. Christopher Bell has 7. Cosgrove has 5. Taking a look at the manufacturer standings. Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. Ford is in first place, Chevrolet in second, and third it's Toyota. Ford with 365 points. 364 for Chevrolet. Toyota is with 335. Taking a look at the Xfinity Series manufacturer standings. Chevrolet in first place. Ford is in second. Third is Toyota. Dodge is in fourth. Chevrolet with 325 points. 317 for Ford. Toyota has 300 and Dodge has 50. And then taking a look now at the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series manufacturer standing. Chevrolet in first place here as well with 114 points. Toyota in second place with 109. And third place it's Ford with 85. Ram, for some reason, is not on the list this week. I don't know why, but I checked the list, the normal list that I always go to, and it wasn't there. So that's that. So Dale Jr. on Periscope, taking a look at some NASCAR news. Dale Jr. Says, quote, I heard a rumor that the big souvenir tent was going away and the trailers were coming back. I don't know if anyone heard about that. That will be pretty cool. So NASCAR back in 2015 announced a 10-year agreement with Fanatic there to handle the souvenirs, merchandising. So instead of the fan favorite souvenir trailers, there's a tent. Motorsports.com is calling it a, quote, trackside superstore tent. So basically bring back the trailers. Fans are not too thrilled with the big tent. They said it's a little impersonal and they like really talking to the trail guys. And the tractor trailer, the side trailer was up in by the Goodies. So that was some news. Now Carl Edwards, who is of course not racing this year, but Carl Edwards hitting 230 miles an hour in an SUV in a modified Toyota Land Cruiser, which is being now dubbed as the world's fastest sport utility vehicle, causing Carl hitting the 230 mark at the Mojave Air and Spaceport in Mojave, California, along a 2.5 mile straightaway. There were two runs. The first run was 211, and the second one was hitting the 230 mark, although Carl Edwards said he actually got it to 232. He even said 234. So this particular Toyota Land Cruiser, again modified, pushing out 2,000 horsepower, which was modified by an engineering team at the Toyota Motorsports Technical Center. Ricky Stenhouse Sr., ladies and gentlemen, now for a short skit. Ricky Stenhouse Sr., father of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Well, Stenhouse Sr. was trying to get to Victory Lane, to the Victory Lane area, to congratulate his son, Stenhouse Jr. Now, Stenhouse Sr. was watching the Geico 500 from the top of his RV. Well, the story begins when Stenhouse Sr. started his journey from top of the RV to the Victory Lane area. Well, there's the back stretch fence right there at the Alabama Super Stretch, and he attempts to climb this fence, and it turns out that it was unfeasible. So then it was off to the Turn 4 tunnel. Yes, the tunnel under Turn 4, which is the access point to the infield. That's where they get all the haulers in and all that stuff. But it's not open to pedestrians. So Stenhouse Sr. attempts to walk through the Turn 4 tunnel. The watchful eye of track officials, actually it was security, they spot Stenhouse Sr., and as a result, Stenhouse Sr. was detained, stuffed into the security car. So they asked the detainee, "Who are you?" And the detainee responds, "I am Ricky Stenhouse's father." Security says, "Hold on 1 second, sir." Security guy then contacts the director of security, and after contacting the director of security then says, "Take him to Victory Lane." And there it is. In the end, Stenhouse Sr. finally got to Victory Lane. That's kind of crazy, climbing that fence, and it turns out he's going to climb that fence, but there was no access to get there, crossing over the backstretch area. But I remember this one race, and I forget what year it was, and if those who follow NASCAR a lot maybe remember, there was one race. It was a night race, and a fan actually climbed on the top of, climbed the catch fence, and they had to throw out a caution. The guy was hanging on, sitting on top of the fence there, no shirt on, and they had to throw a caution out for that. That was a couple years ago. Now, NASCAR Xfinity Series drivers take over the streets of Philadelphia. Several drivers are signing autographs and hitting the streets with their NASCAR race cars. This was kind of cool. And if they, of course, I think it was Geno Stakes, and they went up to. But Ryan Reed, he got to throw a ceremonial first pitch at Citizen Bank Park, home of the Phillies. There's a video at NASCAR.com, but friends, you don't have to search because we have a link. Head over to motorsportsradio.net and click the Xfinity Drivers and Philly button. And NASCAR gets an Emmy. Yes, it's at the 38th Annual Sports Emmy Awards. Emmy for Outstanding Social TV Experience. This is the 5th Emmy for NASCAR production since 2011. This is the first time winning in this particular category. 100,000 Cameras, Daytona 500. A documentary series on FS1 that takes viewers inside the 2016 Daytona 500 from all angles. It was produced using fans, teams, and driver-generated video for its production, put it all together using the hashtag 100KCams. Wednesday's ceremony also recognized broadcast sponsors Fox and NBC. Fox NASCAR was recognized for outstanding sports promotional announcement for its Daytona Day campaign. And of course, everybody knows the Daytona Day song. So congratulations to NASCAR, Fox, and NBC from motorsportsradio.net. And speaking of NASCAR,